Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something that's at the very heart of, well, pretty much all of finance. It's a concept so fundamental, it literally changes how you look at every dollar you ever earn or spend. It's called the time value of money.
So let's just kick things off with a simple question. Imagine I offer you a choice. I'll give you $100 right now, this very second. Or I'll give you the exact same $100, but you have to wait a full year to get it. Which one do you choose? The answer feels pretty obvious, right? Of course you take the money now.
You know that feeling in your gut that tells you to grab the money now? Well, it turns out that feeling is spot on. And it's not just common sense, it's the very idea that unlocks the entire world of finance. All right, so let's dig into that. Why do we all feel that way? What makes a dollar in your hand today so much more valuable than the promise of that same exact dollar in the future? And here it is, the big idea. Money isn't just sitting there. Money you have right now can be put to work. You can invest it, you can stick it in a savings account, whatever, and you can watch it grow. A dollar you're promised later, that's just a promise. But a dollar in your hand today, yeah, that's a seed you can plant. So if today's dollar is a seed, that brings up a really important question, right? If we plant that seed today, what's it actually going to grow into down the road? Well, in the world of finance, there's a name for that. It's called future value, or FV for short. And it's pretty simple, really. It's just the total amount of cash you'll have at some point in the future after all the interest it's earned has been added in. But the really cool part isn't that it grows, it's how it grows. So let's walk through a quick example. Imagine you put $100 into a savings account that pays 6% interest. After year one, simple enough, you've got your original $100 plus $6 in interest. Total $106. But here's where the magic happens. In year two, you're not just earning interest on that first $100. Nope, you're earning it on the entire $106. And that is compound interest. It's your interest earning its own interest. And it is a total game changer. And if you want to see just how powerful this is, just look at this table. It's kind of mind-blowing. At a 6% return, that little $100 deposit more than triples in 20 years. But look what happens if you can find a 12% return. The money doesn't just double. No way. It explodes to nearly 10 times what you started with. That's the incredible snowball effect of compounding. And you know what's great? You don't have to be a math whiz to figure this stuff out. Professionals use tools like Excel for this all the time. There are built-in functions, like this FV function right here, that do all the heavy lifting for you. You can figure out these future values in just a few clicks. Okay, so we know how to look forward in time, but what if we flip this whole idea on its head? If we know what today's money is worth in the future, can we do the reverse? Can we figure out what a future pile of cash is worth to us right here, right now? Of course we can, and that's called present value, or PV. Think of it as the opposite of what we just did. Instead of compounding our money forward into the future, we do something called discounting it, basically bringing it back to today to see what it's really worth. Let's make this super clear. Imagine someone promises to give you $100. Great, but you have to wait 3 years to get it. Now, if you know you could stick money in a bank account and earn 6% interest, that future $100 isn't really worth $100 to you today, is it? It's actually worth closer to $84. And why? Well, because you could take that $84 today, invest it yourself at 6%, and in 3 years, poof, it would grow into exactly $100. So that 6% we just used, that has a name too. It's called the discount rate. It's basically the what-if rate. It represents what you're giving up, your opportunity cost, by not having that money in your hands right now. The more you could earn elsewhere, the higher your discount rate is, and the less that future promise of money is worth to you today. So let's just put these two side by side to make sure it sticks. Future value is all about looking forward. It's compounding. It asks, what will this money grow into? Present value, on the other hand, looks backward from the future. It's discounting. It asks, what is that future money worth to me right now? They're really just two sides of the very same coin. All right, theory's great, but let's get to the fun part. How do we actually use this stuff to make real-life decisions? Let's solve some financial puzzles. Let's start with a goal I think we can all relate to, buying a car. You've got your eye on one, and you know the price tag is going to be about $20,000. So here's the setup. You need 20 grand. You want the car in 2 years, and you found an investment that you're pretty confident will earn you about 8% a year. So the big question is, how much do you actually have to put away each year to hit that $20,000 target? And just like before, you don't have to guess. We can use technology to get the exact answer.
A super handy tool in Excel called GoalSeek is perfect for this. You just plug in your goal, a future value of $20,000, and it works backward to tell you the exact amount you need to deposit. It turns what feels like a complicated problem into a really simple answer. But it's not just about saving for a car. This concept is huge in the world of business and investing. They use a tool called net present value, or NPV, to choose between different projects or investments. Okay, check this out. Imagine you have two different investment opportunities, and they both cost $800 to get into today. How do you choose? Well, you figure out the present value of all the money each investment is expected to make, and then you subtract your initial $800 cost. That gives you the net present value. In this case, both have a positive NPV, which is a good sign. It means they're both expected to make you money. But investment B's NPV is way higher. That means it creates more value in today's dollars. So if you can only pick one, the choice is a no-brainer. Okay, let's step back for a second. We've talked about future value, present value, compounding. What's the big idea here? What's the one thing you absolutely have to remember from all this?
It really boils down to this. Money has a time dimension. A dollar is not just a dollar. Its real value is completely tied to when you get it. And once you really, truly get that, once it clicks, you've taken the first and most important step toward making smart financial choices for the rest of your life.
There's a great line from our source material that kind of sums up the end goal of all this planning. What it's basically saying is that a financial plan works when all the money you save and invest over the years grows to be exactly enough to pay for all the stuff you want to do later, like in retirement. It's about creating that perfect balance so the money is there for you right when you need it. So, I'll just leave you with this to think about. Whether it's saving for retirement, a house, a big trip, anything. Now that you understand the true time value of money, what's one big goal in your future that you're going to plan for just a little bit differently?